Hi, welcome. It's another day in Vlogtober, and I can tell that the days are cooler because the kinds of clothes that I'm washing now are much heavier. So welcome to my everyday housewife life. I just got this laundry to fold and put away, and then I've got some new products in that I need to take care of, and of course make dinner. And I'm going to try out a new cookbook and dinner recipe. Let's get it started. This video is brought to you by Apron Diva. Pretty and practical, we believe that an apron can be a homemaker's best accessory. And I thought it might be interesting for you to see how I manage the business. So there'll be a couple of different days in this particular vlog for Vlogtober. My husband's been out fishing and the weather's been quite chilly, so he's having to layer up quite a bit more. So the thermal underwear has come out. The thing about all this heavy outerwear is that he puts it on and then he has it on over his lighter weight fishing gear. But by the time he gets home and he's shed the layers, it starts out cold, then it warms up, and then it cools off again. But by the time he gets home, there's fish goo and worm goo over everything. So I've got to wash it off. So there's probably just a few more days of fishing season left. And when it comes to laundry, I typically will do a load of laundry every day, but I haven't had as much this week. So I'll get this taken up and put away, and then I'll move on to my next task. And one of the things that I noticed was that my clean washer cycle light popped on the washer, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. Interesting enough, this was a week that I was going to do some things in the kitchen, and my laundry pantry is here in my kitchen. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of clean up the washer, the outside, and the gaskets with this vinegar wash, and then I'm going to use some of fresh washing machine cleaner to clear out the drum. So let's get that started. When you run your hands underneath these gaskets, sometimes they can feel a little gritty. So that lets you know it's time to get some things cleaned out. Because it can certainly have some grease and grime or grit and grime buildup. Now this Fresh is really easy to use. According to the manufacturer's instructions, you just drop it into the drum of your washing machine, and then if you've got a clean washer cycle, which I do, you set it on the clean washer cycle and then just let it run. And if it's an HE washer, which most of today's washers are, again, you drop it in the drum as I did earlier, and then you set it on the longest wash cycle and the hottest wash cycle possible, and then wipe out any residue once you're all done. So I'm going to get that started. So I've got my washer wiped down and then the clean wash cycle started. And I'm collecting a bucket of kitchen towels. As I do my work throughout the day, I will let my kitchen linens dry and then I'll put them in this bucket. And then after I get a few days worth, then I'll wash them. So I won't be washing those today. Now I've got an order to get out and run that to the post office. And then I'll get back and take care of a few other things. I just got in a order from Victoria Eggs, And one of the things I need to do is get it opened up and then get it put in my inventory. And I need to check the packing slip to see that what's in here. So I'll get this information put in my binder, which is where I keep my business information. And then I'll move on from there. And there's another box of aprons that came too, and I need to get them photographed so I can get them up on the site. So I'll need to get them ironed and then photographed. And of course I don't iron all of them, but to photograph them, they need to be ironed so they look nice on the site. And then I'm also going to put one on so that I can photograph myself in the apron as well for my community tab and for Instagram. So there's a lot that goes into managing this business, more than I knew when I got it started. So in addition to making dinner and getting the house clean and doing all those kinds of things, I got to take care of my business stuff as well. Now that I've got them ironed, I'll try to capture a few pictures of me in the apron so that I can use it on the website. So I'll usually just kind of turn a little bit so you can see how far around the side it goes so that we know this one can be good for plus size. I'll usually show that there's a pocket that you can use there in the front and then a close-up. The other thing you can see is how wide or narrow the bib is. And if I've got several to photograph, I'll do all of these kinds of pictures first, and then I'll actually put them on a mannequin and then just photograph them that way. So I'll try them on a few different ways with different things to see which one looks best and to see which one I want to use on the website. You can see how generous it is here on the side. And this is the one that I sent to Robin at Faith and Flower, and she absolutely loves it. So now I've got to take pictures of the aprons on these mannequins so I can put them on the website. I know it looks like I'm cooking enough ground beef to feed an army, but actually this 3 pounds of ground beef is for 2 meals. 1/2 of it is going to be used for today's enchilada casserole, and I'm going to put the other half in the fridge for another meal that I'll make later in the week. And the first thing I'm going to add to my drained ground beef is 1 can of red enchilada sauce. And I like the mild enchilada sauce. I don't like it too hot. And then I'll add 1 cup of beef broth. And then I put in a few spices. 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, and the oregano is some that I had preserved myself, so I needed to kind of crush it up a little bit more. But I also add a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of fine sea salt, and of course black pepper. And I like to use cracked black pepper. I use that so often. And I give that all a good stir. And then I line my baking dish with the corn tortillas. And then I take a cup of the beef mixture and pour it over the tortillas. And then I add a layer of cheese and then another layer of beef tortillas. and then another layer of the meat sauce, and then more cheese until I've used it all up. And then I pop that in the oven, for about 30 minutes. The kitchen was smelling amazing, and this casserole looks delicious. I will admit, this beef enchilada casserole from Cassy Garcia's Dinner Fix, cook once and then like eat twice, is absolutely delicious. I sneaked a little forkful. You can kind of see down here in the corner. I just had to taste it, and it was so good. But now let me go ahead and get things plated up. I know my husband's going to absolutely love this. And it certainly puts a new twist on a Taco Tuesday. And the good thing about this is that it does keep overnight nicely. I'll put a little bit of guacamole on top. Top it with a little sour cream. Garnish it with just a little bit of cilantro. Now, doesn't this look absolutely amazing? Now let's give this a taste. It is absolutely delicious. So cheesy, and the way the corn tortillas have just kind of soaked up the enchilada sauce. Authentic Mexican food. Now, one of the things I like to do when I make a recipe from a cookbook is compare it to the picture. Like, does it look like the picture? And I will say, it looks pretty darn close. It's absolutely delicious, and I'm liking the way it plated up. I'm going to serve it with a chopped salad on the side, and we're going to go ahead and get our dinner started. And then the companion recipe is a teriyaki ground beef stir fry, so I'll be making that as well. To see more of my homemaking stories and some days in the life, click here. In the meantime, this is Denise Jordan saying you are not done yet. Click on the link in the comment section below and check out another of my homemaking stories, and I will see you next time. And don't forget to visit our sponsor, Apron Diva, at www.aprondiva.com.